Someone is going to say something to you today designed to knock you off balance. Maybe they already have. A comment that stings, a challenge you didn't see coming, and hours later, in the shower, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, you finally thought of exactly what you should have said. The Stoics had a name for that feeling. They called it being conquered without a sword, defeated not by force but by your own reaction. What if that never had to happen again? Not because you memorize clever comebacks, but because you internalize something deeper, a way of standing so grounded that no word, no person, no provocation could move you. That's what today is about. 5 responses, rooted in Stoic philosophy, built for the battles of real life. Let's get into it. Before the 5 responses, you need to understand one thing the Stoics knew that most people have forgotten. Words are not weapons unless you hand someone the sword. Epictetus, born a slave, had his leg broken by his master as a show of power, wrote this: "Men are disturbed not by things, but by their opinions about things." He's not saying cruelty doesn't hurt. He's saying the word that lands on you and the story you build around that word in the next 3 seconds. Those are 2 completely different events, and only one of them is yours to control. These 5 responses are built on that distinction. They are not tricks, they are philosophical positions, each one a way of meeting the world from a place of complete interior calm. Response 1, I may be wrong. 3 words, and your first instinct is that they sound weak. The Stoics believe the exact opposite. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commander of legions, wrote in his private journal, the one he never intended anyone to read, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change." He wasn't performing humility. He was practicing one of the most demanding disciplines in Stoicism, the recognition that our perception is always partial, always filtered through ego, always shaped by what we want to be true rather than what actually is. When you say I may be wrong genuinely, calmly, you remove the target they were aiming at, you give them nothing to push against. And you signal something that unsettles every aggressor. I am not afraid of being wrong, which means I am not afraid of you. That is not weakness. That is the most sophisticated form of strength. Response 2. Silence. Not a response, you might say. You'd be wrong. Seneca warned his students, not every provocation deserves a reply. Sometimes silence is the most devastating thing you can offer. Here is why: when someone attacks you, tries to diminish you, embarrass you, provoke you, they are seeking an energy transaction. They want something from you: your anger, your scrambling justifications, your fear. Silence starves the attack, but not cold silence, not pouting silence. Stoic silence, which is something entirely different. It is the silence of someone who has heard what was said, evaluated it, and found it insufficient to require a response. When you respond immediately and emotionally, you hand someone a map of exactly which buttons work. When you meet their provocation with silence, you reveal nothing. You remain, as the Stoics would say, free. The ancient world had a name for this quality: megalopsychia, greatness of soul, identified specifically with the ability to remain unmoved when lesser people expected movement. Response 3, that's an interesting perspective. This one requires the most discipline because it asks you to do something genuinely difficult, to acknowledge without agreeing, to stay in contact with someone's reality without being pulled into it. What this response does not say: you agree, you disagree, they are right or wrong. What it does say: I have heard you, I have registered your view, and I am choosing, deliberately, not to make it my problem. Marcus Aurelius was surrounded by people whose opinions he found wrong, whose politics he found corrosive. And yet he wrote this: when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest. But I have seen the beauty of good and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. He didn't say tolerate everyone. He said find it genuinely interesting that people arrive at such different places from the same starting point. That curiosity is the firewall. When you mean it, truly mean it, it becomes impossible to destabilize you. Because you're not defending a position, you're observing a human being. Response 4. Let me think about that. The Stoics looked at this tendency 2,000 years before the comment section existed and identified it as one of the most reliable paths to error. To rush a response is to let impulse speak before reason has assembled itself, and a person who leads with impulse always gives their opponent the advantage. Marcus Aurelius was known across the Roman Empire not for quick decisive judgments, but for asking follow-up questions, requesting time, sleeping on decisions. His contemporaries found it maddening. History has vindicated him entirely. Let me think about that is not retreat, it is intellectual courage. It tells the other person, I take what you've said seriously enough to actually consider it. And most people are completely unprepared to receive that kind of respect, especially when they came looking for a fight. Response 5. Thank you for telling me. This is the hardest one. Not because it's complicated, it's 4 words. But because it requires the deepest philosophical grounding to actually mean. In Book 1 of his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius lists every person who shaped him and what he learned from each. He thanks his philosophy teacher for showing him his character needed improvement. He thanks his grandfather for teaching him gentleness. He is not thanking people who made his life easy. He is thanking people who made him better, which are often not the same people at all. The Stoics practiced amor fati, the love of fate, the embrace of what happens rather than the resistance to it. Thank you for telling me is amor fati in conversation. The impulse to dismiss it, to protect yourself from it, is one of the most reliable signs of a person who has stopped growing. There is a version of you that never scrambles for words again, not because you have responses memorized, but because you've internalized something the Stoics spent their entire lives practicing. A soul, grounded and clear, governing itself. From that position, no word, no person, no provocation can silence you, because you were never making noise in the first place. Pick one of these 5 responses, just one. Try it genuinely tomorrow, not in a crisis, in an ordinary moment where you feel the old pull to react fast and defensively. Try the Stoic response instead. And if this gave you something today, share it with one person who needs it. And if this gave you something today, share it with one person who needs it.